Pat Maloney, a good back, and Brian Morrissey, number 41, the wing back. Their coach, Dick Wojcik, says that he's definitely Division I material. You look at the Hersey Huskies, on the other hand, Paul, definitely an explosive offense.
Very explosive team. Last week against Oak Park, their first 6 possessions, they scored touchdowns. They run, they throw the ball, they'll throw everything at you. They have a very explosive offensive line.
All right, and they're coming off a 47-22 win over Oak Park. And defensively, Hersey doesn't get as much credit as they deserve, but they're led by number 73, Frank Hamet. Their big 6'4", 230-pound defensive tackle. He's their leader on defense and a player to watch for this afternoon. It's cloudy this afternoon, kind of cool, and a chance for rain. And we have a good game for you lined up today. We'll have the opening kickoff coming up for you in just a moment.
If you spent too much to heat your home last winter, consider this. 60% of all heat loss is through windows. Replace your old windows with new thermal-insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Double-pane thermal-insulated windows keep warm air in and cold air out. Beautiful wood replacement windows. Easy to clean, energy efficient. Only $150 installed. $150 installed. Only at Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
From diamonds to shower gifts, Clarity Jewelers in Arlington Heights offers an elegant selection of personal services and gifts, like our exquisite collection of fine diamond jewelry and loose diamonds, and one of the largest Italian gold chain assortments in the suburbs. Clarity also expertly repairs jewelry and performs quality appraisal work. So next time you need a jeweler, stop by Clarity at 2 North Dunton in downtown Arlington Heights. It's the jewel of the community.
All right, good afternoon. Welcome back to Hersey High School. Bert Groner along with Paul Morris on a cold and cloudy afternoon here at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. There's a threat of rain. We were out on the field a few moments ago, and it started to drizzle, but Paul, hopefully we'll be able to get this game, and the weatherman says that the rain isn't going to get here till tonight, so maybe just kind of a scare this afternoon.
Let's just keep our fingers crossed that there really isn't any rain, because we want to see a lot of good offense from both teams, because both teams have explosive offenses.
All right, you bring that up, and a good point. We know that Vance Hillstrom, the starting quarterback normally for the Lyons Township Lions, has a sprained ankle. There's a possibility he might not play today. Paul will have to wait and see, and if he does play, he will not be 100%, and he has really come on strong for the Lyons football team in the second half of their season. And he, without a doubt, is their leader, coming off a very good game. Last week, in their win over Elk Grove, he was 10 of 17 for 225 yards. So if he doesn't play, or if he's not 100%, that'll be a key factor in the football game for the Lions this afternoon. But taking a look at both of these schools, Lions coming in overall, Paul, 9-1. They're the champions of the West Suburban Silver Conference, and you see their schedule right there. And I think, Paul, an important game that we should talk about, the Oak Park game, which was the game that clinched the West Suburban Silver title for them. Hersey played Oak Park last week and really manhandled them 47-22. The Lions beat them 21-13. So if you just go by that, it would appear Hersey would have a little bit of an edge, having really beat the Oak Park team handily. We'll look at the cheerleaders here this afternoon. They're going to introduce the players here momentarily out on the field. Again, this is a home game for Hersey, and they'll be in the brown jerseys with the orange pants, the orange helmets. So we're still a few moments away from the opening kickoff here this afternoon. But the Lions, 9-1 overall, 6-0. They were undefeated in West Suburban Silver League play. And Paul, let's talk about Hersey's schedule while we have a moment here. 8-2 is their overall record. 3-2 in the MSO North. The big win last week, 47-22 over Oak Park, possibly could loosen them up a little bit, I think.
Oh, absolutely. They just, as we kept mentioning in the pregame, and we just mentioned before, they have an explosive offense. You saw the score when they scored 63 points against Schaumburg. Just an incredible job. We covered that game, and I was very much impressed with Duke Tobin and the entire offense from the Hersey Huskies.
The Hersey High School marching band out on the field, and they're getting set in a moment or two for the playing of our national anthem, so we still have a few minutes before the opening kickoff of this afternoon's football game. Cold day. The fans, you can tell by the way they're dressed, kind of bundled up. Temperature right now, at least the game time, I would estimate to be about 50 degrees, but it is a bit breezy this afternoon, and I think the wind will play a little bit of a factor in the football game, blowing across the field from the west to the east. So we'll see what happens as the game progresses as to how it affects both teams this afternoon.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you all please rise for the playing of our national anthem?
So while we have a moment, let's rise and enjoy the playing of our national anthem. Talk a little bit about the Lions. I know most of the Cablenet viewers that watch our football games, this is their first chance, as it is ours, to see the Lions. But coming off that game against Elk Grove, their 27-22 win, they did allow a lot of yardage, particularly in the fourth quarter. 201 yards they gave up in the fourth quarter. And Elk Grove's quarterback, Mike McGuire, 18 of 40 for the game. He put the ball up 40 times for 271 yards. They completed a lot of passes in the flat and were very successful in screen passes. And I think Hersey this afternoon is going to exploit that. I think Bruce Glover saw films of that. And I think that right off the bat, I think Hersey's going to try and test that weakness to see how the Lions have responded to that.
I think what Hersey's going to do is exactly what they did against Oak Park. Just run and gun with the football right away so they can get the lead and then their defense can take over.
Their starting defensive players at defensive back, number 10, Carlos Alistar. Number 22, a defensive back, Patrick Maloney.
Well, they're introducing the starting lineup here for the Lyons Township Lions, who as of yet have not stepped out onto the football field. They were warming up away from Hersey in the south end of the stadium here, almost in the parking lot. They have not made their way onto the football field as of yet. Possibly a sight job here, but they are coming out onto the field right now. Here's a look at them.
First, there you get a look at the Lyons Township playoff appearances in 1978. They played Hinsdale South and won 31-8, and then they played Richardson and lost. Then in 83, they played Naperville Central and won. Then they lost to Addison Trail. So in the past few years, they've been in the playoffs quite a bit, which really helps them out.
Right, Paul, neither of these football teams, too, has ever gotten past the second round. So one of them this afternoon will make it into the third round. You saw Bruce Glover a moment ago. He'd love to be the winning coach here this afternoon. But both of these schools, you know, the Lions, the West Suburban Silver Championship that they won was their first title in 9 years. So kind of a new experience for both of these schools.
The funny thing is that last year, Hersey was 1-8 and Lyons Township was 2-7. So both schools had completely turned around their football program this year.
The starters for Hersey being introduced, that's Craig Ellinger.
190-pound senior, number 77,
Bob Rydell being introduced to the fans here this afternoon.
205-pound senior, number 57, Clay Chapman.
That's Clay Chapman, the veteran center. He's a good player.
76, Rob Simon. Right tackle, 6'0", 230 pounds, the senior, number 69, Craig May. And wide receiver, 6'2", 160 pounds, senior, number 5, Chris Deerhawk.
Chris Deerhawk.
The quarterback, 8'6", 175 pounds, junior, number 9, Duke Tobin.
The junior quarterback, Duke Tobin.
At left guard, number 60, a 5'11", 185 pound senior, Mike DeLatour.
Mike DeLatour, the senior.
Running back, a 6'0", 175 pound senior, number 44, Dan Sabatello.
Dan Sabatello coming off an outstanding game last week.
The other running back, a 5'11", 180 pound junior, number 26, Steve Jensen.
Steve Johnson, a game breaker, very quick, very fast, can carry the football.
And then a 180-pound senior, number 36, Greg Vick.
Greg Vick, the senior, gained over 500 yards in 1987. 189 yards against Elk Grove a couple of weeks ago. Very good football player. So we're just about set for the opening kickoff here this afternoon, Paul. Interesting matchup here this afternoon between both of these two schools. And I think it'll be interesting to see how the Lions react to playing Hersey with that explosive offense that they do have.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. I'm looking for a high-scoring game because, as we mentioned, both schools are very explosive. So we're going to see a lot of points today and a lot of good highlights from this game. We also want to welcome the viewers from Continental Cablevision and Lyons Township television station. They're both going to be picking up our game, and we want to welcome both of those television stations.
Lyons Township Lions in yellow, yellow helmets, blue pants. They won at home against Elk Grove in the first round of the playoffs, so this is game number 2 here this afternoon. Paul, third game in 10 days for both of these schools. Possible fatigue factor may set in later.
Well, absolutely. I know that a couple of our Cablenet programming department staff people went out to Lyons Township High School last night to do some profiles, and some of those players look a little tired. I know that they've been practicing quite late the past couple of nights, preparing themselves for this Hersey Husky game today. So that might be a big factor late in the game today.
All right, the Lions have won the coin toss. They have elected to receive the football. Antoine Petway will be deep, along with Brian Morrissey, their outstanding wingback. You'll see a lot of him on offense here this afternoon. John Bookout will do the kicking for Hersey. He's a good kicker. We saw him earlier this year kick a 47-yard field goal, so he's got a very strong leg, a clutch football player. That's a look at Morrissey. Dick Wojcik thinks he's Division I college material. Good moves, good quickness. We'll be seeing a lot of him this afternoon. And we're set for football here at Hersey High School. Bookout's kickoff, a high end-over-ender. Morrissey at the 5. Across the 20, he can go. Out of bounds at the 33-yard line, so the Lions with a good run back start with good field position early in the game.
First down for Lyons at their own 29-yard line.
They spot it at the 29-yard line. And Hillstrom will start at quarterback, number 15. The senior quarterback with a bad ankle, but nevertheless he's in there starting. Morrissey and Morello are the two backs out of the eye. Quarterback sneak, first play from scrimmage, and Hillstrom's hammered by Frank Cablenet, the defensive tackle.
And I can guarantee you we're going to be talking a lot about him today, number 73, Frank Cablenet.
They elected to run on first down. This is predominantly a running football team. They average about 175 yards a game on the ground, so that's pretty much their bread and butter. They operate out of the eye, second down and 8 after the 2-yard gain by Hillstrom. Morrissey is flanked to the right. Morello, Maloney, the two backs. This is Pat Maloney. Maloney nailed in the backfield for a run.
And he was brought down by number 33, Ray Benke on the play. Good job by the Hersey Husky defense. Did you notice on that play how they doubled and triple teamed Frank Cablenet?
They'll have to do that this afternoon. Cablenet is very hard to handle on the line of scrimmage, and if they plan on using their two good backs, they're going to have to block him. Cablet's good. So third down and 14, a passing situation. The numbers on Maloney. Double tight end formation now, 10:30 to go first quarter. Hillstrom will throw, plenty of time. Now he unloads it over the middle. The ball was trapped, almost intercepted that time by Mark Sunderland. Intended for Brian Morrissey to pass underthrown, and 3 quick downs the line left running away.
The defensive backs did a really good job of covering the receivers on that play. But the offensive line gave the quarterback also a lot of time to throw the football.
They did. And they'll punt it away. Brad Wojcik, the son of head coach Dick Wojcik, is in to do the kicking. 6'2", 180-pound junior. Chris Deerhog, one of the deep men, and Jeff Williams is in single back. It's blocked by Frank Cablenet. And Johnson recovers the block punt all the way down close to the 10-yard line. A big play.
The big thing with that, it was really a wobbly snap from the center. It was slow getting back there. Frank Cablenet just barreled over the center and blocked that punt.
They spotted at the 8-yard line, and a look at Duke Tobin and the offense of the Hersey Huskies on first down and goal. Frank Cablenet was the man that blocked the punt.
They give it to their workhorse, number 36, Greg Vick on the play.
You'll see Frank Cablenet block it.
Look at how slow that ball gets back to the kicker, Wojcik. Frank Cablenet, just the big guy that he is, just came in and blocked the punt.
All right, a gain of 1. They send Ellinger to the left, Deerhog to the right, Vick the setback, and Johnson in the slot, and Johnson goes in motion. Vick gets an option from Tobin. Tobin down to the 1.
On that play, the offensive line just blew back the defenders from Lyons Township.
Third down and goal at the 1-yard line.
Third and a yard. Hersey ran. The numbers on Tobin, very effective this year. Vick. Loose football. It's recovered by the Lions, but we'll have to wait and see if they rule Vick down at the 1.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they ruled it down. I heard quite a few whistles being blown by the referees.
Fourth down and goal. And in your Bruce Glover call, you go for it here, do you kick a field goal? They will go.
It's tough to say.
4th and goal from inside the 1-yard line. Tobin, touchdown.
And he goes right over his center, Clay Chapman. There you get a look at the replay. Duke Tobin just going right over his center, Clay Chapman, for the touchdown. Well, Bert, that's 1 possession and 1 touchdown.
Right, they are amazing when they get the football, although They only had 8 yards to go, and they scored as a result of a blocked punt. You can't make mistakes against this Hersey team. That's the punt by Bookout right there. So with 8:29 to go in the first quarter, the Huskies strike first. They lead 7-0. Huskies are on top. You're watching high school football on Cablenet. We'll be back.
Sansui car stereos, Clifford security system, K40 radar detectors, cellular car telephones. Redline Automotive sells and installs automotive electronics. Our experienced staff has custom installed thousands of automobiles, every make and model, always with the emphasis on quality. We stand behind our product 100% guaranteed. Stop by Redline Automotive at 1600 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg.
The head coach of the Hersey Huskies, Bruce Glover, feels pretty confident right now. Right off the bat, his team scored after a blocked punt, and they lead 7-0, and the kickoff by Bookout. This is Antoine Petaway, but that went into the end zone, so they'll rule that a touchback. So I think the pressure now, Paul, definitely on the Lions. They let up 7 points extremely early in the football game. They have to take it to Hersey right now.
They have to get things going right here. What they cannot do is kind of get really upset about what just happened. There's a lot of time left in this ball game.
8:29 to go, first quarter. Hillstrom, the quarterback. Morello and Maloney, the two backs. Morrissey in the slot to the left. Morrissey in motion. Brendan Filas.
Big hole for Filas on the play. Third, this game is brought to us by Flaherty Jewelers. Flaherty is celebrating their 40-year anniversary in downtown Arlington Heights. Stop by and see their selection of exquisite jewelry in their newly remodeled store at 2 North Dunn. Flaherty, your complete jewelry store.
After the gain of 8, second down and 2. Hillstrom behind center, Rob Driscoll. Morrissey in motion. Again, Filas. Brendan Filas, 5'11", 158-pound senior with his second straight carry and up for a first down.
The offensive line right now is doing a lot of double teaming on the defensive team from the Hersey Huskies. And that's why the holes are getting open right now.
At their own 34-yard line.
They don't traditionally throw a lot, although lately Hillstrom has been throwing the football and been pretty successful at it. He's come on very strongly toward the end of the year. The senior quarterback, their leader, playing with a sprained ankle this afternoon. First and 10 from the 34-yard line. Morrissey in motion in the slot. Morello, the fullback.
Number 30, Jeff Morello carries the ball.
A good back to go with Maloney.
55, Mike Ferrero.
Along with Brendan Filas. Morello coming off a good game, and he can rip off some yardage. They key a lot on Maloney or Filas this afternoon. Morello can gain some yards. Quality football player. Second down and 7.
There's the stats on Morello.
Filas again. Across the 40, maybe to the 41-yard line. Pat McDonald making a tackle for Hersey. Well, Pat Maloney, their outstanding senior running back, possibly hurting here this afternoon.
There you get a look at 3 guys just triple teaming Frank Met on that play.
Third and 4. Morello and Filas, the two backs. This is a pitch. Morello turning it left side. Stopped at the 43-yard line. He'll be short of the first down and will have to run it away.
Danny Gilliam, number 3, and Mark Sunderland, number 10, they had shot.
Oh, they're running, Paul, to the right side of the Hersey defensive front, which is away from Frank Hamed. And if you're Hersey, you can kind of expect that. They don't want to run to their strength, and so you can kind of key yourself to play that side of the line of scrimmage.
Well, also a big reason is because they're going toward Joe Jenkins, their tackle.
Brad Wojcik in for his second punt. He drops this, but gets off a good kick nevertheless. Deerhawk at his 20. 25, 30, goes out of bounds at the 32-yard line. He made a nice return out of what looked like nothing, and so they'll start with good field position. Well, even though the Lions had the punt ball, I think possibly opening game jitters, but they looked better on that drive than they did on the first one.
Oh, no question about it. They just have to, what they have to do is they just have to stick with their game plan, and they cannot panic.
I think they will. 5:18 to go, first quarter, 7-0 Hersey. Tobin. They've run that play more as the year has gone on, the option play where Tobin will option Greg Vick, the back, and Tobin's not afraid to carry the football himself. He's a mobile quarterback, very quick. You cannot key on him strictly to throw the football, or he will burn you on the ground.
There you get a look at a profile of Duke Tobin, 6'1", 175-pound junior.
2nd and 6. Sabatello in motion now. Deerhawk wide right. Tobin looks left. Ball's batted. Intercepted. Jeff Steck, after the pass was batted, Tobin threw right into traffic in the first big break for the Lions. They get an interception.
And that's the only thing that has been hurting Duke Tobin this year. He's thrown 12 interceptions. Here you get a look at the replay.
One of their problems this year for the Huskies has been the turnover. They've been known to fumble, and Tobin, you mentioned Paul, with interception number 12. 34-yard line Lions with good field position here. Morello, the fullback. Powers for 4. That's all he's going to get. Rob Rydell with the stop.
And right now, what Lyons Township is doing is they're using their explosive offensive line. All guys average over 200 pounds, which is quite a huge offensive line for high school football.
3-yard gain will make it 2nd down, 7.
Will be 2nd down and 7 coming up. Billstrom behind Driscoll, Files, Morello, the two backs, Morrissey in the slot. Morello gets one block. Down to the 25.
And joining number 3 and number 55, Mike Burrow, and number 22, Kurt Vanslow in on that tackle.
There you get a look at Jeff Morello, 5'10", 165-pound senior.
Third and about 1.5 yards. Get to the 24. Morello. I think his progress got him the first down.
And he was brought down by number 73, Frank Met on the play.
Followed Joe Stevens, the offensive tackle, is a very good blocking lineman, and they did get a first down.
Mike Burrow in on that tackle.
Good offensive line for Lyons. Stevens, the tackle for the guard, Driscoll, the center, the good blocker. You mentioned Joe Jenkins, so they're very good up front. Spotted at the 23-yard line. Go to the air this time. For Morrissey. Complete. Out of bounds inside the 1.
Good offensive line gave plenty of time to throw that football.
Number 10, Mark Sunderland.
Brian Morrissey with an outstanding grab. That pass was thrown before he even turned around. And watch this catch.
That's what you call a timing pattern.
That'll give them first down and goal.
First down and goal at the 1-yard line.
They operate out of the eye this time. Morello, the fullback, Silas, the tailback. Silas, touchdown, broke the play.
Touchdown, Lyons, number 20, Brendan Silas.
Basically, he just walked right in for that touchdown.
He went right behind the left side of his line and got good blocking.
There you get a look at the replay. Look at how the offensive line just explodes off that football. Push back the Hersey Huskies, and he goes in for the touchdown. That's Bert, as we talked about at the beginning of the game. A lot of it offensive explosion for both teams.
Brad Wojcik in for the extra point. John Thompson will hold. Good snap. Good kick. 2:12 to go in the first quarter. Both teams have scored as a result of turnovers, and we are tied here at 7. And I think that's just what the doctor ordered for the Lyons Township Lions, Paul. The first series of plays a little bit shaky, but they came right back, and I think that'll settle them down for the rest of the football game.
Bert, one of our sponsors for today's game is Redline Automotive. Whether you're looking for a car phone, security system, radar detector, or stereo, look to Redline Automotive. Their expert installation and low prices make Redline the best around. Stop by 1600 South Roselle Road or call 980-7100 today.
Bert Gruner and Paul Morris at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. I know a lot of people watching this broadcast today probably haven't seen a game here at Hersey before. Hersey located just east of Rand Road, kind of south of Palatine Road. The Lions from Lyons Township on South Ogden Avenue near 47th Street, so their first visit out to Hersey this afternoon. And remember, again, both teams, when they've been in the playoffs, haven't gotten past the second round, and that's what we have here today, a second-round IHSA 6A playoff game. Wojcik squibs a kick, taken by one of the up men, Jim Wolick. Will start at the 25-yard line.
Receive that ball for Hersey, and Hersey will put the ball in play now, just across their 25-yard line.
We'll get another look at the offense of the Hersey Huskies. Quarterback Duke Tobin tried one pass today, and that's been picked off. Trap play to Johnson, breaks one tackle, turns it across the 30, out to the 35-yard line. That's a nice run by Steve Johnson.
That's the great thing about Steve Johnson. When he gets to the outside, that's when he gets really explosive. And he's really hard to bring down when he gets to the outside.
We've seen a lot of him this year. He carried for 79 yards last week in the win against Oak Park, scored on a 63-yard touchdown drive, and the numbers, I think, indicate how good of a back he is.
And when he runs with the ball, he averages over 13 yards per carry, which is a pretty incredible stat.
I think so. Takes Greg Vick. No blocking in front of him. It's to the 35-yard line. Larry Tallman, the tackle for the Lions.
And there you get a look at the stats for Greg Vick for 19
The
games.
officials time out for measurement.
We get an officials timeout, and they're going to measure to see if Hersey has a first down here. Paul, it is starting to rain here at Hersey High School. I see a lot of the umbrellas being opened up, and it's hard to tell by the picture, but it is raining. Could play a factor in the football game today.
And it's also getting darker out here. I'm sure pretty soon they're going to have to turn on the field lights.
About a foot short. It'll be third down and less than a yard. Quarterback sneak, Tobin. They put 4 wideouts into the football game. And that's tough to play. You have 4 good receivers in there. You normally, that's a goal line situation, short yardage situation. That makes a quarterback sneak more effective.
There you get a look at the offensive numbers for 87 for both Lyons and Hersey. Look at the rushing stats. Very, very even for both schools.
First and 10, Tobin looks right, unloads it, has Deerhog open, complete at the 30. Chris Deerhog.
Great move by Chris Deerhog on that play. Great move to go in for the touchdown. He had one man lead on the play, and he just took a little stutter set, and then he flew by his man.
A 65-yard pass, Tobin to Deerhog. 13-7 Hersey, and Bookout in for the extra point.
Dennis Bookout, number 7, easy kick for Hersey.
Good snap. 32 seconds left in the first quarter. Hersey explodes just like that. They lead 14-7. We'll keep it right here. And Paul, you alluded to the move that Chris Deerhawk made. He just a little stutter step, a little fake on the safety, Brendan Files, and that was enough to get him into the end zone. He wasn't home free once he caught the pass, but the move got him in.
Oh, and the offensive line did a really good job right there of protecting Duke Tobin on the play. He had quite a bit of time to throw the football.
Brian Morris, deep for Lyons. On the 88, and Frank Callaway. Then Bookout, number 7, once again the kicker for Hersey.
A Bookout will kick. Petaway, Morrissey will be the 2 deep backs. Morrissey at the 15. Back against the grain, nowhere to go. At the 11. Not a good run back for the Lions. They'll start deep in their own zone.
No, he was going one way, and they looked like they were going to do a crisscross on the play, but he elected to keep the ball, and he went backwards, and that's when the Hersey Huskies came down the line and got him for a major loss. Not for a major loss, but they brought him back way in their own end zone.
20 seconds and ticking for the first quarter of the 6A playoff game. The Lions from the West Suburban Silver, Hersey from the Mid Suburban League North. This should be the last play of the first quarter. Files. Fouled at the right tackle, got out to the 15, a gain of about 3, and that'll do it for the first quarter of play here at Hersey High School. So the Huskies and their offense scored twice. They lead 14-7. You're watching high school football on Cablenet. We'll be right back.
If you spent too much to heat your home last winter, consider this. 60% of all heat loss is through windows. Replace your old windows with new thermal-insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Double-pane thermal-insulated windows keep warm air in and cold air out. Beautiful wood replacement windows. Easy to clean, energy efficient. Only $150 installed. $150 installed. Only at Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
From diamonds to shower gifts, Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights offers an elegant selection of personal services and gifts, like our exquisite collection of fine diamond jewelry and loose diamonds, and one of the largest Italian gold chain assortments in the suburbs. Flaherty also expertly repairs jewelry and performs quality appraisal work. So next time you need a jeweler, stop by Flaherty at 2 North Dunton in downtown Arlington Heights. It's the jewel of the community.
Bert Groner and Paul Morris back at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. First play of the second quarter for the Lions. They pitch. This is Files. Has a hole, turns it left side. gain of 5. It'll bring up 3rd and short. Paul, the first quarter, I think, very indicative of the importance of this game. Very disciplined first quarter.
Oh, absolutely. We mentioned that at the beginning of in our pregame that the Lyons Township team is a very disciplined team, and it showed it here in the first quarter. Because both teams right now did not have any penalties. So that's really good coaching. There you get a look at the defenses for 1987.
3rd down and 4. This will be on the left hash, so they've got the entire right side to work with, and they go with strong side left formation here, 3rd down and 4. They pitch it to Morello, the fullback, gets a block and up for a first down. Across the 25 to the 26-yard line.
And on that play, Morello had 2 or 3 linemen blocking for him. The guards did a really good job of pulling for him.
First down for Hersey at their own 20, the Lions at their own 25-yard line.
Spotted at the 25-yard line. We mentioned before, it is raining. Not hard. Field condition, we were out on it before, is in good shape, but there might be some slick spots starting to develop here. Now Morello on the toss. Gets the block, turns it across the
And there's a fumble on the play.
I think Hersey recovered it, and they did.
And I think it was number 3, John Gillen, who recovered the fumble on the play.
55, came up with that.
Morello went behind Patrick Manley, and I think he was hit hard. The ball popped loose, so the Herseys with a turnover.
And there you get a look at the replay. It's a real clean hit by one of the defenders from the Hersey Huskies.
Tom Vasilakos was the man that came up with the loose football. Well, Hersey gets excellent field position here. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. They lead 14-7. Sabatello blasts into the secondary down to the 13-yard line.
And did you see him just barely taking 2 or 3 Lyons Township players with him? That's just great leg strength.
Spotted at the 14, first down and 10. You cannot give this offense good field position because they'll kill you with it. Now Sabatello in motion. They give to Vic. Vic turns it into the secondary. Touchdown. A 14-yard run. You saw the strength and power of Greg Vic. Look out for the extra point.
And it's no good.
No good.
Off to the left. Very important, missed extra point.
The snap was kind of short, and they had to reach for the snap there. Chris Deerhawk had to reach for it, and that possibly may have led to the missed extra point. Might come back to haunt him later. Bruce Glover, the head coach.
Boy, I'll tell you, I know we were talking about how explosive their offense is, but it's just really incredible how quick their backs are. Vic and Sabatello just doing a fine job of running with the football.
That's Steve Johnson, number 26. That's why they're so hard to defend against, because they've got so many quality people that can beat you. Johnson, Deerhawk, Vic, they put Sabatello in there, they can beat you, and you cannot show a tendency defensively because they'll spot it and they'll beat you.
This program is made possible in part by Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Did you know that 60% of all heat losses through windows Replace your old windows with new thermal insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
Look out, a good end-over-end kick. This is Antoine Petaway at the 10. Right behind the wedge, has blockers in front of him, and he can go. Antoine Petaway with a nice run back out to the 43-yard line.
Real quick, had a lot of good moves to get away from the Huskies.
Petaway, 5'10", 145 pounds. A lot of returning starters on this ball club. They had a lot of juniors, and this year they've had a very successful season, winning 9 of 10 games.
I think that's a big reason why they had such a turnaround from last year, going 2-7.
First down for Lyons at their own 43-yard line.
They trailed 20-7, 9 minutes, 15 seconds left to go in the second quarter. Hillstrom, short drop. Intended for Morrissey, he overlet him. He could feel the pressure coming, I think that's why he had to unload the football in a hurry.
The good thing about double teaming Frank Smith is that they leave an open Hersey linebacker to come in, and that's what pressured the quarterback on that play.
Well, they tried to establish a bit of a running game. I'd say they've been fairly successful. They showed they could move the ball against Hersey to a degree. They didn't pile up a lot of first downs, but they did move the ball, and I think they'd have to establish their running game. Morrissey, you see, look at what he did last week against Elk Grove, actually the other day.
He averaged 48 yards per catch.
Blitz out of the spread. They set up a screen, intended for Silas, incomplete.
There was a lot of pressure put on Hillstrom on the play by Frank Smith and Mark Gunther.
Good rush, Mark Gunther.
That shows Paul operating out of the spread this early in the game that they do respect the defensive front of Hersey, trying to give Hillstrom an extra second to complete a pass. 3rd and 10. Let's see what they do this time. They'll operate out of the spread. The 47, they'll be 5 yards short of the first down, though, and I'm sure that Nick Wojcik will punt it away here.
Hersey is just doing a really good job of containing the running backs for Lyons Township right now.
Fourth down, 5. Pretty sure number 5 is got Williams, number 20.
Brad Wojcik, 6'2", 180-pound junior, is in to do the punting. Chris Deerhawk, one of the young men, and Jeff Williams can really motor as in single punt safety. A better snap. Line drive kick, Williams at the 20. To the 28-yard line. Good tackle made by Mark Hess.
And number 74, Joseph Jenkins.
Those are the kind of punts that punt returners love to get, those line drives, because they can really run those back for quite a few yards.
Right, that kick had distance, but not a lot of hang time, and you'll get more yardage out of a kick like that, which they did. So 1st and 10 to the 28-yard line. Sabatello in the slot. Greg Vick moved, and they're going to rule a false start against the Huskies there. Just got a bit too anxious.
And let's mention that's the first penalty of the football game.
That, Paul, not really a bad penalty to take. He just got a little bit anxious, and I think that as the game goes on, it seems to me that it'll be a pretty penalty-free football game.
But you can just understand how excited the offense is right now for Hersey. They want to get the ball. They want to keep on scoring. They're doing a fine job so far.
You think Hersey can score in the second quarter?
110 points in the second quarter.
Long count, Tobin.
A lot of time throwing that football.
Lisa Williams in midfield. Jeff Williams out of bounds at the 45. A penalty flag thrown. Just thrown away from the play.
Could either be clipping or holding.
Get another look. Tobin bought a lot of time.
Just look at all the time. Very composed quarterback back there. Not panicking at all. Sees a couple of open men. Throws the football. But unfortunately, there was a penalty against Hersey on the play.
They had an ineligible man downfield. That will happen when your quarterback will roll out of the pocket. You'll get one of your offensive linemen. That'll go out in front of the play, and they cannot go downfield. So they lose the down. It's 2nd down and 20 from the 19-yard line. Draw to Vick. Back to the 28-yard line, so he got back just about to the original line of scrimmage.
Big hole open for Greg Vick on the play.
Well, they gained 9 yards out of it. We'll see it again.
The offensive line just does a great job of blocking for Greg Vick on the play.
3rd and 10. Sabatello in motion. Play action Vick this time, and Tobin under pressure. Out of bounds. I think he's got a 1st down. A late hit will be called.
And there was a great block by Steve Williams on the play for Duke Tobin to get a couple extra yards. But that is totally unnecessary, those late hits. Kind of dangerous, too, especially when you do a late hit on the opposing team's sideline.
Right.
There you get a look at the replay. A lot of time again to throw the football. Doesn't see a man downfield, so he elects to run with the football. We kind of missed that great block by Steve Johnson, and there's the late hit.
And you kind of saw the 2nd man in kind of scooted in there to push Tobin out of bounds, and that's why the personal foul call. So an automatic 1st down. We'll put it at the 40-yard line. 6:15 to go in the 2nd quarter. It's 20-7 Hersey in this 2nd round 6A playoff game here in Arlington Heights. Draw to Vick. Lots of blocking up the middle. Greg Vick, another 1st down.
Another big hole for Greg Vick. The offense, you know, we keep talking about this offensive line, but they're just doing a superb job right here. There you get a look at Greg Vick, number 36, 5'9", 180-pound senior.
First down for Hersey this series starting at the 29-yard line of Lyons.
Just inside the 30-yard line. Deerhawk Ellinger into the game now, seeing his first action, and Johnson goes in motion. Sabatello in the slot. Tobin will throw, looks left, lots of time. Going end zone for Johnson. Almost intercepted that time. A good play by Randy Hookmark.
And it also looked like the ball slipped a little bit from Duke Tobin's hands. Again, we have to mention that it is raining out there, so the ball is getting a little slick.
Hookmark, who is right there on the coverage with Johnson. You'll see another look.
2nd down, 10.
Nicely thrown ball, just a little bit short for Steve Johnson.
2nd down, 10. Quick count, Vick. Scampers for 4 yards.
I'll tell you, Greg Vick in the past couple of games has really been a workhorse for these Hersey Huskies.
Well, he'll be their bread and butter back. 16 carries last week, 189 yards. Good player to have around, especially when you want to control the football. Hersey has a lead. He's not the back you want to see. 3rd and 5, play action. Slant over the middle. Ellinger almost.
Nicely thrown ball by Duke Tobin.
Number 88 for Ellinger.
He ran a post that time. We got a good look at the strength of Duke Tobin's arm. Just zinged it.
And it looks like John Bookout is going to go for a field goal. He certainly has the leg for it. He's had quite a few long field goals so far this year.
This will be a 44-yard field goal with Pat Deerhog will hold. He's kicking into a crosswind blowing from his right to his left. Not an easy kick. Good snap. Kick has plenty of distance. It is good.
Good. It just made it over the crossbar. That was not his longest field goal of the year. His longest so far this year has been 48. But this one is certainly close to it.
Okay, 43-yard field goal by number 7, Dan Bookout. We're 5 away left to go in the first half. Their score is now 13-23 and
23-7. Hersey on top on a 44-yard field goal by Bookout. Not an easy kick, Paul.
No, not at all. He just had enough leg power to get the field goal.
Jeff Steck with the 34-yard line before he was brought down by Jim Wolick.
first down.
Well, you can't give Hersey field position, and Tobin had made a first down out close to midfield, and the personal foul put it at the Lions 40-yard line, and they got 3 points out of it, Paul. Their defense, I think, played well enough to hold them to nothing if they didn't commit a personal foul. Morello.
Number 30.
Gain of 4, about to the 41.
Number 30, Jeff Burrow, was block carrier. Mike Burrow was the tackler number 55 for Hersey.
Coverage of Lyons Township versus Hersey is made possible in part by Flaherty Jewelers, your complete jewelry store. Stop by their newly remodeled location at 2 North Dutton in Arlington Heights. Flaherty Jewelers, celebrating 40 years of service to the northwest suburb.
Second down and 7. Steck. The 45-yard line. That's his first action at the running back position. They're looking, I think, for a little more power there. They had Morrissey as a wing, and they had Silas in there along with Morello as the 2 backs, and now they put Steck in at one of the back positions. Only a sophomore.
Third down, 2.
Now it's 3rd and 2. This is a big possession for them. Big down for them. They trail by 16 points. Lots of pressure right into the secondary, intercepted. Mark Sunderland.
He's got a lot of blockers in front of him.
To the 45, and I think that Hillstrom should have never thrown that pass.
Absolutely not. Even he had a lot of defenders moved up against him, especially Frank Cablenet, and he just threw the ball up in the air, and that was kind of a ridiculous throw.
Another look at it.
A lot of pressure from the defense. Just lobs that ball up. Sunderland had a lot of blockers in front of him. So again, Hersey has good field position.
At the Lions 45, trap play. Johnson turns it right side, 40. Out of bounds at the 37.
You get Steve Johnson to the outside, and you better watch out defense.
That stops the clock with 2:41 to go before halftime.
Second down, 1.
Vick. Lots of running room. He's got a block from Ellinger. Greg Vick still on his feet down to the 11.
Unbelievable leg strength by Greg Vick on the play. But wait, there appeared to be a fumble on the play.
Yes, there was.
There you get a look at the replay. He's had a lot of running room. When he was being brought down, he fumbled the football. It appeared to me that he was down already. I think it was a poor call by the referee.
Randy Hultmark came up with the fumble, and I would agree, Paul. I think he was down.
When we looked at the replay, bad call by the referee.
First down and 10 for Lyons.
Turnover, they get it at their own 10-yard line. The Lions do. Pilot. Lots of pursuit. Maybe was lucky to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Tough break for the Hersey Huskies. There you get a look at the scoreboard. Minute 49 and counting to go here in the second quarter. There have been only 2 teams that have rushed for over 100 yards against Hersey all year.
And when your forte is running the football like it is for the Lions, you're going to have a tough row. They trailed 23-7 here, and they haven't had pass protection for Hillstrom to throw the football, so if Dick Wojcik sticks to his game plan, they're going to have a tough row.
Especially with the way that the Hersey defense is playing right now. Very hard to run and throw again.
We've got a timeout on the field, both coaches talking to their teams. Now, Hersey's in a position, Paul, where they've got timeouts left. They would stop the clock because they would like the football back.
Sure, they want to get as many points on that board as possible.
And the Lions, I think, at this stage of the game, a minute 40 before halftime, need at least one first down to go into the locker room, only down by 16.
And what we also have to mention is the winner of this game will play the winner of the Libertyville-Zion-Benton game.
That game being played this afternoon, as are the rest of the IHSA games throughout the state of Illinois. Round 2 today of the playoffs. 2nd and 10. New quarterback in for the Lions. That's Brad Wojcik. Well, could be that the ankle, the sprained ankle, was enough to bother Hillstrom.
And especially now with the way that the field is getting a little damp, a little muddy out there due to the rain.
So Wojcik into the game. He's only attempted 5 passes all year. Just over a minute for the quarter and a half. They fake a handoff. It's almost intercepted that time by John Gillian. He was reading the play and just was going in the wrong direction.
Boy, how many times this year have we seen quarterbacks whose their fathers are the head coaches? Quite a bit so far this year.
Tom Sarasani over at Schaumburg. Brad Wojcik here at Lyons. Wojcik will stay into the game and punt.
Brad Wojcik, number 11, back to kick for Lyons.
Kick will come from about his 6. Almost blocked. Pete Sluga. Out of bounds at the 34. The Huskies have 51 seconds to put more points on the board here before halftime.
And Frank Cablenet almost got in on that play. He was very close to blocking the punt.
Hersey takes over now with 51 seconds to go in the half.
Hersey has a lot of time to throw the football. And the lights are on here at Hersey Stadium. I'm sorry, at Roland Going Stadium. You got to also remember that the foot of John Bookup, they can get a field goal quite easily.
They can. Play action, they fake a trap and pull and roll. Sack. Brady Crafts with The first sack of the afternoon by the Lion defense.
Number 86.
Clock stops with 36 seconds left.
I'm kind of surprised why he just didn't throw the football out of bounds instead of going to the ball. And also they spent a timeout doing so, and they ate up a lot of time with him running with the football.
They spend a timeout here. 36 seconds left before the half. Well, if you're Bruce Glover, you don't want a turnover here. And I know they'd like to get Bookout in the field goal range. You see the Lions.
First Lions team to go undefeated in conference play. Which is quite a feat because last year, as we mentioned before, that they were 2-7.
They have a real good contingent of fans here this afternoon.
Yeah, they brought quite a few busloads of fans with them, all the way from Western Spring and LaGrange. There you get a look at John Bookout, keeping his legs warm, hoping to get in for another field goal.
Second and 19. They'll send Ellinger and Johnson wide to the left. Sabatello in the slot in motion. The lone setback is Vick. Draw to Vick. Lots of running room. Down to the 27-yard line. Clock continues to run here. Well, they'll stop it while they move the chains, and Hersey will spend another timeout.
They're getting in field goal range for John Bookout.
Only took 7 seconds. Well, you know Bookout can put him through from 45, 47 yards. If they went for one right now, it would be about 50. I think, Paul, they would keep it on the ground here and try and get a few more yards to get Bookout closer. It's 3rd down and 6. Big play coming up here. The Lions, of course, would not like to go into the locker room having any more points scored against them. They had 23 scored against them here in the first half. See what they do. 29 seconds left, second quarter, 3rd and 6 from the 29 for Hersey. Tobin's going to throw it. Pumps once, going deep. Intercepted. Carlos Alcazar.
Interception by Carlos Alcazar. 44-7 running down.
Tobin on that play just threw the ball a little bit over his receiver. He had a lot of time to throw the ball. Just threw it beyond Dan Sabatello.
Costly interception. Now the Lions have to get it away from the 1-yard line.
That was Duke Tobin's second interception of the ball game.
The first one led to a Lions touchdown, their only score. And that ends the second quarter of play here at Hersey High School with the Huskies from the mid-suburban Mid North leading the Lions by the score of 23-7. We'll be back.
If you spent too much to heat your home last winter, consider this. 60% of all heat loss is through windows. Replace your old windows with new thermal-insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Double-pane thermal-insulated windows keep warm air in and cold air out. Beautiful wood replacement windows. Easy to clean, energy efficient. Only $150 installed. $150 installed. Only at Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
From diamonds to shower gifts, Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights offers an elegant selection of personal services and gifts. Like our exquisite collection of fine diamond jewelry and loose diamonds, and one of the largest Italian gold chain assortments in the suburbs. Flaherty also expertly repairs jewelry and performs quality appraisal work. So next time you need a jeweler, stop by Flaherty at 2 North Dunton in downtown Arlington Heights. It's the jewel of the community.
Hi, I'm Eric Eggleston. And I'm Ken McCarthy. Join us this month for Cablenet Previews, your video guide for cable viewing, as we take a look at the exciting Top Gun.
Gentlemen, this school is about combat. There are no points for second place.
And Woody Allen's Oscar-winning performance of Hannah and Her Sisters. Join us on Cablenet Previews on Channel 3.
Parents, thousands of young people have written to me about alcohol, other drugs, and you. They said they wish they could talk to you about drugs, but they don't know how. Children as young as 7, 8, or 9 years old may already know about drugs or have been asked to use them. They face tough decisions about whether or not to go along with the crowd. You can help your children make the right choice. For suggestions, ask your local PTA or write to me, Bruce Weitz, at the National PTA.
All right, Bert Groner and Paul Morris back at Hersey High School. It's 23-7 Hersey in favor of or on top of the Lyons Township Lions. So while we're at halftime, let's take a look at the Hersey High School marching band.
And now, under the field direction of drum major Robert Gurney and Jim Bedrosian, here is the John Hersey Marching Band.
Can I see your stance?
All right, Keith, your latest brainchild is the Ultimate Turkey Bowl. Celebrating the 25th anniversary of the Mid-Suburban League, so it's really not just a football event, but that's what you're basing it on.
Right.
25 years ago, this league started, and it certainly is nothing similar to what it is today.
No. I'd say one of the major differences is the fact that we've had divisional play for a good 15 years now, and we've come to take it for granted. But originally there were 5 teams in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's a brand new league. People would look at the teams in it and hope they could maybe have games with them because they'd be laughers.
Yeah.
Maine West had a little bit of establishment to it. It had been open for a few years. Prospect had been open for a few years. They were the older schools in the league.
Uh-huh.
And now you're talking 1963. Now, Prospect's been around for 30 years, but then it was just a 5-year-old school. So
yeah.
The schools like Arlington, Palatine, when they came into the league, they were the old
And so they weren't even charter members then?
No.
Okay.
That's an interesting story. I talked to Kim Markshausen, who's a coach over Rolling Meadows now. He was an all-conference player with Arlington in '66. And that was the first year Arlington came into the league. I told him, you guys must have loved it. Here all these guys were your neighbors. Now you're getting a chance to play with them instead of going all the way to LaGrange, going all the way to Hinsdale, or the schools way out in the West Suburban League. He said, we really hated it. He said, we had built up all these rivalries. We'd played these guys, freshman, sophomore, JV. And he said, we had gotten our butts kicked a few times, and now comes our senior season. We've got a good team. That was the year they had Steve Allen, their quarterback. And we want a little payback now, and they take us out of the league and put us in this hokey mid-suburban league. And so they resented it. They really felt bad, and I think they felt that it took a little bit away from the reputation. At that time during that period, there were no playoffs. So everything was pinned to your hopes in the rating system. And of course, if you're playing in a chintzier league, you're not going to get as much attention from the ratings.
Yeah. One of the great things about this league, the players change every year or two, but there have been some coaches that have really had great careers here. Who stands out in your mind? What coaches do you remember really enjoying working with?
Well, I didn't get a chance to work with him much at the time, but I've come to know him since he retired because he doesn't live that far away from me. That's John Ellis. He's the coach down at Palatine, or was the coach at Palatine, 65. That particular team was not only undefeated in league play, was unscored upon. The only team that we've ever had like that. And the following year, he went over to Forest View as an assistant, later went to Rolling Meadows, became the head wrestling coach and an assistant football coach. But a lot of people remember him as the head coach and all the other things he did in the northwest suburbs. And I think he's remembered very fondly. And hopefully he'll be one of the guys who comes back to take a bow.
High school sports, the participation is a big thing for these kids, and it's certainly something that stays with them much beyond their years of just being on a team.
Definitely. One of the things that we're hoping will be an offshoot of this thing is to form a Mid-Suburban League Alumni Association. And to what degree, what kind of an impact something like this can have, I don't know. I have a lot of ideas for it, but some of it may be just wishful thinking. But one of the things the kids that I've talked to, and I've got a group of 16 young men who are working as coordinators to try and put this project together. And I've talked with them at length about the fact that a lot of them went to college on scholarships. Some of them worked out well, some of them didn't. They all know of people who have had other experiences, both very positive and very negative. And to form some kind of a group that would be able to counsel these kids in high school who are sitting at a situation where they've got some scholarship offers, they've got some decisions to make about schools even without scholarship offers. They want to play, how are they going to do it? Okay, and getting a realistic look at it. Not very many kids go on to play first division football, and even fewer go on to make it in the pros. So taking that, into consideration, what do you want to get out of school? I think the main thing is getting an education out of it and having a positive time during that period. A lot of kids are turned off. They say they get into college and it's a business, and the whole feeling of high school football is gone. The feeling of the camaraderie, the social aspects of it are just all, they're finished.
It's a big change.
And if a kid is ready to make that transition, that's great. But schoolwork all of a sudden hits them. It's a serious thing. They're away from home. their parents are not in a position really to counsel them on that kind of a decision. Their coaches are afraid to because they don't want to, lead them the wrong way.
Yeah.
So how does a kid make a decision? And what does he do with it? A lot of times they goof up.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we could form some kind of a group to counsel kids, guys who've been through this before them, then I think that would be one nice thing coming out of the whole 25th anniversary celebration.
Let's talk about the celebration itself. You've got it geared around the classic Turkey Bowl football tournament. What's this all going to be about?
For these four tournaments, we've paired the teams up geographically to some extent, so we've been able to build in some nice rivalries.
Mm-hmm.
Arlington's in with Palatine. It's in with Barrington. It's in with Frem. Interesting note about that, putting this all together and doing it that way. We came to one of our meetings and it dawned on me, we were talking about uniforms. We got 3 out of 4 schools with red and white as their colors. So we've had to work that in.
Compromise a little bit.
Right, yeah. But we've got St. Viator, Hersey, Wheeling, and Buffalo Grove in one group. So that's, I think, some nice rivalries there. Forest View, Prospect, Elk Grove, and Maine West are in one group. And the other is Schaumburg, Hoffman Estates, Rolling Meadows, and Kona. And the 4 original tournaments for these round-robin games will be Elk Grove, Wheeling, Palatine, and Schaumburg. And every team will play every other team in their group, 3 games. The winners will advance to Prospect. Tell everybody to get on out and watch these games and support this tournament. We're going to hopefully raise some more money for scholarships. We've already, through the Kinnaman Cage Classics, we've picked up about $8,000 in scholarship money, and we're hoping to go over $10,000 with this. So, the end result of this whole thing is very positive, and I think the support is there's good reasons for doing it. So hopefully all you'll come out and brave the cold weather then, but help us out.
Great. Thanks, Keith.
Thank you.
All right, we're at halftime as the band marches off the field here at Hersey High School. And Paul, a real big thanks to Keith Reinhardt of the Daily Herald for that interview with Jim Mitchell, who's directing our telecast today. But we talked to Keith a lot, extremely knowledgeable about the Mid-Suburban League and what's going on with all the schools, really. I don't think I know anybody that's more knowledgeable than Keith. So our thanks to him, and also good luck to the reunion that he's putting together. We hope everything works out well with that. It's halftime here at Hersey High School. The Hersey Huskies are on top of the Lyons Township Lions by the score of 23-7. We'll be back with the third quarter of today's football game right after this.
Sansui car stereos, Clifford security systems, K40 radar detectors, cellular car telephones. Redline Automotive sells and installs automotive electronics. Our experienced staff has custom installed thousands of automobiles, every make and model, always with the emphasis on quality. We stand behind our product 100% guaranteed. Stop by Redline Automotive at 1600 South Roselle Road in Schaumburg. If you spent too much to heat your home last winter, consider this. 60% of all heat loss is through windows. Replace your old windows with new thermal-insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Double-pane thermal-insulated windows keep warm air in and cold air out. Beautiful wood replacement windows. Easy to clean, energy efficient. Only $150 installed. $150 installed. Only at Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
From diamonds to shower gifts, Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights offers an elegant selection of personal services and gifts. Like our exquisite collection of fine diamond jewelry and loose diamonds, and one of the largest Italian gold chain assortments in the suburbs. Flaherty also expertly repairs jewelry and performs quality appraisal work. So next time you need a jeweler, stop by Flaherty at 2 North Dunton in downtown Arlington Heights. It's the jewel of the community.
All right, Bert Brunner, along with Paul Morris, Director Jim Mitchell, and our Cablenet crew at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. This is the second round of the IHSA playoffs. Hersey from the Mid-Suburban League coming in with an overall record of 8-2, leading Lyons by the score of 23-7. And Paul, we've got the statistics of the first half, but I think it pretty much indicates Hersey has dominated this football game, and you see the numbers there. And
The big thing right there is you look at the turnovers. 3 turnovers for Hersey, 1 fumble and 2 interceptions thrown by Duke Tobin. Yards penalized, both teams have been very disciplined about that. 1 penalty for Hersey and 1 penalty for Lyons Township.
All right, 2 of the turnovers, both turnovers by Lyons, did eventually lead to Husky scores in this football game. 1 of the turnovers by Hersey led to the scoring touchdown for Lyons. But the interesting thing, I think, Paul, the dominance of Hersey moving the football with their offensive line. They've executed very well, and I honestly think they've shown they're a better football team than Lyons is, at least through 2 quarters of play. And the season on the line, it's kind of a sudden death. You lose, you're out of the playoffs. You win, you just go on. And I think Lyons, the key for them is to get on the board quickly here.
I think what their Lyons Township defense has to do is they have to create a lot of fumbles, because the way that the Hersey defense is playing right now, it's going to be very hard for anyone to score on them. They're just playing exceptionally well so far.
Not a good day for the quarterbacks throwing the football. Duke Tobin, 1 for 5, 63 yards. He had 2 interceptions in the first half, not really characteristic of him. I think that's indicative of the secondary play of the Lions, which I think has been good so far today, Paul. The secondary has reacted well, and they've pretty much covered their receivers, with the exception of the 63-yard touchdown pass to Deerhog. But other than that, I think they've played pretty well this afternoon. It's the dominance of the people up front for Hersey that's made them effective today.
That's where the football games are won and lost, and today Hersey's just doing a really good job. We want to remind everyone that the winner of this game will play the winner of the Libertyville-Zion Bend game, which is also being played today.
Well, Hersey will get the football to start in the second half. Not exactly, I'm sure, what Coach Dick Wojcik wanted. Wojcik in his 10th year is coach of the Lions. A real good coach, disciplined. He teaches their kids discipline. And they started this year, Paul, showering him with Gatorade after their win out of the Bill Parcells situation that they used to do with the New York Giants. The Giants not having a good year, but they started that with him, and they really have their work cut out for them if they want to shower him this afternoon.
I think what he did is he just told them in the locker room to be patient. There's still 2 quarters of football to play, and the way their offense is playing, they can score some points.
Brad Wojcik will kick off. This will go to Williams. Fumbles it at the 6. Does have a wedge in front of him. And the 19 is as far as he'll go. Not a bad return considering he fumbled the kick, so Hersey will start it there.
Also, that the rain is starting to get a little harder down here in the field, becoming a little bit more slippery. So it's going to be tougher for people to catch the ball and also to run with the football. Footing is going to be a little slick right now.
Hersey goes with the same unit that started the game. Tobin, the quarterback. Vick, the tailback. Johnson in motion. They give it to the upback. Vick across the 20 to the 21-yard line. A gain of 1, they call it second down and 9. No, I don't think Paul Hersey's in a position to milk the clock, but I think their style of play, they can run the football. That would eat up a lot of time, and the way that the numbers on Greg Vick, not a bad day.
Averaging 8.8 yards per carry.
I think someone on Hersey jumped, and I think this will be against them.
But the Hersey players are pointing the fingers at the Lyons Township players.
Ball start, that'll go against the Huskies. But the point I was making, Paul, that their style, they've been effective moving the football, and the way that the Lions are most effective is running the football, and that adds up to the clock ticking away. That's not what Dick Wojcik wants. This makes it second down and 14. Johnson going in motion. Tobin looking right into the flat, incomplete, intended for Dan Sabatella. The coverage was there that time. Randy Holtmark. Holtmark's had a good game defensively this afternoon.
What I'm noticing is that the defensive backs are playing back a little bit against the receivers from Hersey, giving them the 5- and 10-yard passes, but they don't want them to burn them on the bomb.
Well, they did that last week. I should say earlier this week, the last football game they played against Elk Grove, where they allowed a lot of yardage in the flat areas, and the linebackers had a lot of trouble covering receivers. Draw to Vick, hit behind the line of scrimmage. The Lions are fired up, and they want the football back, and they'll get it here.
Down the corner, 62 made the stop for Lyons.
Their defense is really fired up, and let's hope it carries over to their offense. They still definitely are in this football game. There's still a lot of time left to play.
They are. John Bookout will punt. Antoine Petaway is in single punt safety. This kick will come from about his 5-yard line. It'll go against the Lions. Someone jumped offside. It'll cost them 5, so...
Encroachment against Lyons.
I don't think that was a killer penalty, Paul. They'll still have to punt it away, but...
I believe the man who went offside was number 54, Paul Sonnen. Little too anxious to try and block the punt.
Bookout has to kick into a stiff wind now. It's coming out of the southwest. Bad snap.
And there's going to be a roughing the kicker penalty, I believe, against the Lyons Township. Big break for the Hersey Hawk team. Big break. You can just feel that Lyons was coming in to try and block that punt. They had all 10 men up on it.
We're going to get another look at it. This is John Bookout, the kicker, and let's see if we can pick up who it was that fouled him.
A low snap, picks it up, does a great job of getting the ball off. And again, it was number 54, Paul Sonnen. The guy previous play jumped off sides, and now he roughed the kicker. Costly penalty for the Lyons Township Lions.
That's the biggest penalty of the game. They would have had the football. Now Hersey gets it at their own 33-yard line. They'll still hold on to it.
And they get to eat up some more of the clock.
Well, there's still a lot of time left, but I'm sure Dick Wojcik's going to chew out Sonnen for that kind of play. You need the football back, and that can take you out of a game. Goes to Greg Vick. 2 yards at best. Check that Tobin, the option Vick.
Coverage of this high school football playoff action is made possible in part by Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Call Superior Exteriors at 692-2620 or stop by their showroom at 1308 West Toohey Avenue in Park Ridge.
2nd and 8 from the 35 for Hersey. They're up by 16 points, 23-7, 9 minutes to go, third quarter. Ellinger with the completion, out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Craig Ellinger with his first catch of the afternoon, and Hersey gets another first down.
The offensive line gave him a lot of time to throw the football again. Just doing an exceptional job of pass blocking. There you get a look at the replay. A lot of time to throw the football to Craig Ellinger.
They play action. Vick going deep for Deerhog. Intercepted. Carlos Alcazar, his second interception of the game, out of bounds in midfield. And plus another 15 yards will be tacked onto that. I believe that it was Chris Deerhog that committed a personal foul after Alcazar was out of bounds.
I think on Deerhog's part it was just kind of frustration. Just the ball was thrown a little bit, thrown underhanded by Tobin.
Personal foul against Hersey.
And that's going to be an extra 15 yards on the play. So a big break for Lyons right here.
Husky 32-yard line, and the Lions fans booted up on the east side of the stands here.
Steve Franklin trying to get his defense really fired up for this right here. Big series of downs right here.
Brad Wojcik, the quarterback, replacing Hillstrom, who has left the game with a bad ankle. Option it. This is Silas to the 30, down to the 29-yard line. Mark Gunther, the linebacker, made the tackle for Hersey, but not before a gain of 4.
There you get a look at Carlos Alcazar, 6 feet, 165-pound senior who just made their interception off of Duke Tobin.
Second down, about 7 from the 29-yard line. Wojcik long count, they pitch. Silas again, has blockers in front of him. Silas still on his feet inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. The line with a good job of getting in front of him. Joe Stevens, Brzezinski, Driscoll all pulling to the left side and did a good job of blocking.
And we have to tell everyone that Brad Wojcik is the second-string quarterback. The first-string quarterback, Vance Hillstrom, is out with a sprained ankle that the ankle occurred. The sprained ankle occurred in the Elk Grove game.
On the 19, first down and 10 for the Lions. Rolling is Wojcik. End zone.
Incomplete.
Caught and dropped. Morrissey, who will usually catch that football. It was a tough catch, but a catchable pass.
Great job on defense by number 3, John Gilliam, on the play. Was riding him the entire way.
Wojcik with a good toss ball. I don't know if the ball was wet. It was in his breadbasket. We'll get another look at it. Maybe we can see what happened to him here. No, that would have been a tough catch.
Just a good job on defense by John Gilliam.
Second and 10 from the 19. Rolling right, same type of play. Lots of time. Interception. John Gilliam. They were going for Antoine Petaway, and Gilliam came up with the interception after Petaway was really hammered inside the 5-yard line.
Just a great job by the entire defense from Hersey. Here you get another look at it. Can't seem to find a man until the very last minute. Great job. John Gilliam gets the interception.
Kurt Vanslow really popped Petaway, and that caused the ball to come loose. The Huskies get the football back at their own 6-yard line. Tobin. Out to the 7, maybe the 8-yard line. Well, give the Lions credit, Paul. I think even though they turned the ball over, they didn't sit down and die right there. They tried to get themselves back in the football game. Hersey just with a very good set of defensive plays. Second down and 8. Spotted at the 9-yard line. Deerhog wide to the right, Ellinger to the left. Pitch Johnson, finds a hole, Johnson. All the way out to the 31-yard line, a first down for the Huskies.
Steve Johnson did a good job of keeping the ball from Duke Tobin. He was kind of bobbling it when he got the handoff from Duke Tobin, but he ran with the ball when he gets to the outside, and this time he went on the inside and just tore by all of his defenders.
He's really a good back. Trap play, Johnson has a blocker in front of him. Out to the 40, still on his feet in his progress to stop, but a penalty flag is thrown. I think we're going to see a holding call on Rob Rydell of Hersey here, Paul. Flipping against Hersey. And I think Andy Georgelos was the Lion that was clipped. So this play will come back.
He's 15 yards from the point of the foul.
Get all the way back to the 19-yard line. So it brings up first down and 23. The Lions accept the penalty.
Now first down,
Deadly offense. Four wideouts in for Hersey. Vick.
36 up the middle.
On his feet. Ridden out of bounds in the Lion territory at the 47-yard line. That was an incredible run, Paul.
How did he get out of that? Out of all those guys trying to tackle him? Just unbelievable body strength by number 36, Greg Vick on the play. There you get a look at the replay. Just look at that. 3-4 guys on him, and he just twisted and turned his way, bubbled the ball a little bit, recovered it, brought down for a big, big gain by Greg Vick.
That's the best run from scrimmage we've seen all year.
An exciting run and pass.
From the 47, Vick, right back. Joe Stevens with the stop for the Lions. Well, they got second down and 7.
There you get a good look at number 9, Duke Tobin, the Hersey Husky quarterback.
Second down, 7 and that 3-yard gain.
Tobin, option Vick, kept it himself. Will be about 2 yards short of the first down. Mark Hess with the stop for the Lions. Really, another reason, you know, they're so tough on offense, the play selection is very good. They will not pass more than they'll throw. Usually, end of a football game, they would have run the ball about as many times as they would have passed the football. Their numbers indicate they're a better running team, but they do a good job of play calling. Now it's 3rd and 3 from the 39. Williams into the game. He'll line up in the slot. And they call time. So we'll take a break.
The November issue of Cable Time features these advertisers. European Imports and Niles has the best in gift and collectibles. Look to page 19 for further details. Golden Link Jewelers, featured on page 21, will give you cash for your old and new gold, silver, and diamonds. Tuck Coat Dynol has 4 coupons to help you get ready for winter. Look for them on page 31. You can find all this and more in the November issue of Cable Time.
Bert Groner and Paul Morris back at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. A cold, bit of a rainy afternoon here this afternoon for the second round of the ISSA playoffs. 23-7, you saw the score. 4:07 to go in the third quarter of play. Bruce Glover, knowing that they would have been penalized for delay of game, decided to spend the first of his 3 timeouts there. I think a good timeout to take, Paul. Why get penalized 5 yards when you're close to a first down? And I think another score would really take the Lions out of the game.
Exactly, especially when they're driving the ball right. You're doing a good job on offense.
Tobin behind center, Clay Chapman. Jeff Williams goes in motion. That's Vick. He'll be very close.
It all depends upon where the refs spot the ball. Did you notice when Duke Tobin gets up to the line, he doesn't call a lot of plays on the line, and they take the snap immediately. So it doesn't give a lot of time for the Lyons Township defense to adjust to the play of what Hersey's going to call.
They'll measure here. Remember, they needed 3 for a first. This will be very close. About 10 inches short. Well, if you're Bruce Glover here, Paul, 4th down. Well, that's a tough coaching decision right here. They're going to go for it on 4th down. 4th and less than a foot. Quarterback sneak right here come up, I think.
And the Hersey fans are getting up. Getting kind of wild out here.
Hoban, I think he's got a first down.
Joe Stevens, number 75 on the bottom of the tackle.
Duke called his own number. And it is a first down.
There appears to be an injured Lyons player on the field, number 62, Solomon Carter. Looks like he's holding his knee or his ankle down on the field.
That's a cramp, by the way the trainer's looking at him right now, bending the leg back. That's invariably a cramp, so.
And those things are really painful.
Now you can see by looking at him, he'll be all right, but it hurts right now.
One of our sponsors for today's game is Redline Automotive. Whether you're looking for a car phone security system, radar detector, or stereo, look to Redline Automotive. Their expert installation and low prices make Redline the best around. Stop by 1600 South Roselle Road or call 980-7100 today.
Well, he's okay, Solomon Carter. The leg cramp. Boy, those are painful, Paul. But he's all right. He'll be back. That's a first down for Hersey. Vick, right behind Chapman, picks up 5 yards.
Was tackled on the play by 44 Jeff Tech.
You really come off the ball well.
When you have a big center like Clay Chapman, 6'1", over 205 pounds, you want to do a lot of running over the center. There you get a good look at the offensive line for the Hersey Huskies.
Second down and 5. Shovel pass, Sabatello turns it, and he can fly. Dan Sabatello to the 10, down to the 2. Brady Kraft saved a touchdown, but this will give Hersey first and goal.
And Craig Ellinger did a good job of blocking on the play along with Jeff Williams. There you get a look at the replay. Dan Sabatello with great running room right there. Good blocking by Craig Ellinger.
Vick is hit behind the line of scrimmage for a loss.
Number 50, trying to stop the line.
But the clock continues to run. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Remember, if Hersey wins, they play the winner of the Libertyville-Zion Benton game. Second and 4. Hoban. This is Williams. He turns it. Touchdown.
Good fake to Greg Vick up the middle on the play and throw it and off the ball to Jeff Williams on the side for the touchdown. There you get a look at the replay. Great job to a fake to Greg Vick. Jeff Williams gets the ball, goes in for the touchdown.
And the linebacker's froze just long enough for him to find an opening.
And look out, the return.
29-7. Book out for the extra point. Kicks up. It is good. 2:01 to go, third quarter. Hersey 30, The Lions, 7. We'll be back.
You just finished college, bought your first business suit, got that dream job. Now all that you need is a car to get you where you're going. The First Chicago Bank of Mount Prospect can help the newly graduated student get the loan they need. Just pick up an auto loan application at our bank. If you qualify, you can have your loan the next day. Plus, we have simple interest loans and credit life and disability protection insurance, too. So stop by or call the First Chicago Bank of Mount Prospect and start down your road to success.
Bert Groner and Paul Morris back at Hersey High School in Arlington Heights. 30-7 in favor of that team. That's the best jacket to wear today.
I'm sure he's nice and warm, the mascot for Hersey.
Brendan Filas behind the wedge. Out to the 25, so the Lions will start 1st and 10. Well, if they have any tricks left in their bag, Paul, they better pull them out right now. They don't have a lot of time left. Actually, a little more than 13 minutes if you include the 4th quarter. And they need 23 points to tie. And the way Hersey's played today, I think it'll be impossible to come back.
It's going to be real difficult. Hersey is just playing exceptionally well on defense right now.
Double tight end formation for Brad Wojcik. Sprint out. Now he throws over the middle. It's caught. I think that was Petaway that came up with the reception. Check that. That was Brady Krass. That's his first reception of the afternoon, and I think the first completion by Wojcik today. I haven't seen the ball a whole lot in the air. And
for Lyons Township, 6'2", 190-pound Brad Wojcik, the son of the head football coach, Dick Wojcik. He's a junior, number 11.
You bring up that name, their head coach, Dick Wojcik. What a job he's done at Lyons Township this year. He turned their program around. Last year was a difficult year for them in his 10th year there, and really respected by everybody in the West Suburban Sober League as an excellent coach. Quick pass. Complete, I do believe, to Morrissey. That's his first catch of the afternoon. Brian Morrissey.
Speaking of the coaches, they have another great coach, their basketball. Their head basketball coach, Ron Nikovich. Just an excellent basketball coach.
And that ends the 3rd quarter of play. It's Hersey on their way to advancing to round 3 of the IHSA playoffs. They lead the Lyons Township Lions by the score of 30-7. You're watching high school football on Cablenet. We'll be back.
If you spent too much to heat your home last winter, consider this. 60% of all heat loss is through windows. Replace your old windows with new thermal insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Double pane thermal insulated windows keep warm air in and cold air out. Beautiful wood replacement windows. Easy to clean, energy efficient. Only $150 installed. $150 installed. Only at Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
All right, Bert Groner and Paul Morris back for the start of the 4th quarter here in Arlington Heights. Hersey up by 23. They're 12 minutes away from advancing to round 3. Lions with the football are faced with a 2nd and 3 from their own 43-yard line. Sprint out. He'll be sacked. Frank Clement. That's his first sack of the afternoon. You can't keep him quiet all day.
Absolutely not. Double, triple teaming him doesn't really matter to Frank Clement. He's an aggressive ball player.
Third down 10, passing situation. They'll send Petaway split to the right, Morrissey to the left. I'll go with a deuce backfield. Unloads it in a hurry. Intended for Morrissey, complete. Inside the 50 to the 47-yard line into Husky territory. That was a good play. There was a lot of pressure on Wojcik, the quarterback. He got rid of it in a hurry, and Morrissey was over.
And again, who was in his face but number 73, Frank Cablenet.
Another look at it. I'm really impressed with Wojcik's ability to get rid of the ball in a hurry. You know, when the quarterback doesn't have time, sometimes it's hard to evaluate his performance. And considering the fact that he is a junior, he's looked good under the circumstances today. A lot of pressure on him. They get a first down from the 48-yard line. Great drop. They want to set up the screen. It doesn't materialize. Now he unloads it. Almost intercepted. Right through the hands of Mark Sunderland. That was a real floater.
There was about 3 or 4 brown jerseys just waiting for that ball, and it slid by all 3 of them.
That's the story right now. Second and 10, they'll send Petaway to the right, Morrissey in the slot to the right. For now. Pumps once, now his receiver isn't open. He goes deep for Morrissey, intercepted. Ray Benke, the linebacker, you throw into coverage, that's what'll happen.
And again, he was hurried to throw that football. 2 defenders were on him like cats and dogs on the play.
Another look. A lot of pressure. Paul Mike Ferraro, the linebacker, was getting to him, and that caused him to get rid of the ball in a hurry. 10:30 now. I think Hersey can use some clock. They do trap play Johnson. It's about the 6th time they've run it today. The Lions, with Jeff Steck making the tackle, did a good job of reading it. Folks, I'll tell you, for the viewers that are seeing Hersey for the first time, well, there's the numbers on Greg Vick. That's not unusual. We've seen that enough this year. But
averaging 7.4 yards per carry today. Just a great job of running.
But I was mentioning for the viewers that don't get a chance to see Hersey a lot, this is our, oh, I think our 5th time seeing them this year, and they've run the trap play to Johnson a lot. They're very effective with it. The draw to Vick. They went off tackle to the left side, and Jeff Steck made the tackle. He's played a steady game today.
Jeff Steck, number 44, the Lyons tackler.
Hersey right now is just content running the football and eating up more of that clock.
Third down and 7. Beerhog and Ellinger are the 2 wideouts. Beerhog to the right, Ellinger to the left. Johnson in the slot. Tobin on an option, takes it himself. Joe Stevens, 6'3", 257, the senior, said hello to Duke.
Solomon Carter, number 62, made the tackle.
Help run it away.
Number 7, Jan Cookout, into the game for Hersey.
Lions defense did a good job on that series.
They did. They pretty much expected to run all the way, and that's what they got. So Cookout will punt it. So Hersey, even though they didn't gain anything, used up about 1 minute and 45 seconds on their down. Cookout under pressure. This is a booming high kick.
Gets off a beauty and takes a Hersey bounce.
Down at the 30-yard line.
Cookout kick is set at the 30-yard line.
About a 39-yard punt for Cookout.
That really helps out a team when you have an excellent punter in John Bookout.
First down and 10 from the 30. We talked to him, Paul, before the game. We saw him. They were, I'd say, a pretty loose bunch of kids for a playoff game. They went into this game very confidently. Wojcik under pressure, out of the pocket. Out to the 44-yard line, a first down.
Hersey tacklers were 22, Chris Ansel and 52, Steve Castagnetta.
He couldn't find a receiver open. And since he's been in there, I remember Vance Hillstrom started, but they've been running a lot of sprint-out plays to try and elude the defensive pressure.
I was just watching Frank Cablenet. He was really angry at Joe Stevens on the play. He seemed that Joe Stevens was holding him quite a bit. And Frank Cablenet was up in arms about it, not having a flag on the play.
First down for Lyons at the 44-yard line.
First and 10 from the 44. 7.5 minutes to go in the game. Pressure. Screen. Pilot, it's complete. Frank Cablenet is the first man to hit him.
But did you see how Frank Cablenet again got in there so quick to disrupt Brad Wojcik's play?
Watch this. We isolated on Frank Cablenet. You'll get a look at this.
Just look at the strength of him, just exploding by the line. Almost blocked that screen pass, and he makes the tackle.
Well, he was quick, Paul, but I think he jumped just a hair before the ball was snapped. Second and 11. Wojcik operates under center here. Clock continues to run. Head away. Completely out of bounds at the 41-yard line into Husky territory. The clock stops at 6:34 to go. Hersey 30, the Lyons Township Lions 7.
First down at the 41.
Midway through the fourth quarter of this game. Another sprint out. This time he gets protection.
He's sacked by number 1, Dave Platt. Very aggressive play by Dave Platt.
He got a block from Steck for a moment that gave him some time, but pursuit was there, so he's nailed for a loss.
This game is brought to you by Flaherty Jewelers. Flaherty is celebrating their 40-year anniversary in downtown Arlington Heights. Stop by and see their selection of exquisite jewelry in their newly remodeled store at 2 North Dunn. Flaherty, your complete jewelry store.
The man with the golf hat is head coach Bruce Glover of the Hersey Huskies. His team on top by 23, so they've got to punt it away. Second, it was second down, so they go out of the shotgun. This is Steck.
Number 44, Jeff Steck. Receiver, and number 28, Jim.
Goes out of bounds. That'll bring up a third down, Paul, not fourth. Third down.
Number 28, Jim.
I'll tell you, that Hersey defense is just playing so aggressive today.
Wojcik going deep. Intended for Morrissey. He was open. I think he just turned the wrong way. That pass was there.
And there's a flag on the play. What I want to mention is they started to take out some of their defensive players right now. They took out Frank Cablenet, and they're starting to take out more and more. I guess Bruce Glover thinks he has this football game all wrapped up. Certainly the defensive players they deserve a big rest for today's effort. There you get a look at number 73, Frank Cablenet.
penalty on the play against the Lions. Hersey will decline the course. That brings up 4th down. And Lyons calls a timeout with 5:16 to go here in the 4th quarter. Well, you've got to go for it on 4th down. I don't see any logical reason behind punting the football here. You need 23 points to tie. So I think they're going to discuss, obviously, Paul, what play to run here on 4th and 13. They need a first down just to keep possession.
And here we get a look at tentative next week on Cablenet IHSA playoff action, quarterfinal action. We'll either see the Hersey Huskies or the Streamwood Sabres, all on Cablenet's Channel 3.
Well, let's see what Hersey does here defensively, Paul. Here, do you blitz the quarterback on 4th down? You pretty much have to figure they're going to throw the football. Dick Wojcik, the head coach. Excellent job he's done this year. They've won 9 out of 10. They'll, in all likelihood, drop this game, but winning 9 out of 11 is a real good year.
And there you get a look at the more friendly Hersey Husky mascot.
They operate out of the spread on 4th down and 13. Low snap. Receivers are covered. He unloads it. Intercepted. Kurt Van Slow. Morrissey tackles in the Huskies with a turnover, and they can pretty much ice it right here.
Absolutely. The fans are starting to feel the victory. Getting really excited up here in the press box and also in the stands on a cold afternoon.
First down for Hersey after a home 43-yard line.
There you get a look at Kurt Vanslaw, his 5th interception this year.
Vick for the 46. Larry Paulman on the stop.
This programming is made possible in part by Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Did you know that 60% of all heat loss is through windows? Replace your old windows with new thermal insulated replacement windows from Superior Exteriors of Park Ridge. Top quality at an affordable price.
2nd down and 8, 4 minutes, 15 seconds, and ticking left in this football game. Hoban options to Johnson. Nowhere to go. Larry Paulman again with the tackle for the Lions. Hersey not really concerned. Oh, it is raining here this afternoon. Not hard, but it is raining. I was going to say, Paul, Hersey, I think not at this stage of the game, not really concerned with doing more damage. They would like to keep the clock ticking.
I think the big thing right here is they just don't want to get any injury. They have to get preparing for next week's game, and they really don't want to see any injury. So they're going to be playing it very, very basically right here.
36, Greg Vick.
That was Greg Vick, Joe Stevens on the stop for the Lions. So Book out will put it away. Duke Tobin and Bruce Glover, a real good combination. Glover, many people thought that it was controversial to start a sophomore like he did last year. Knew what he was doing. Give the man credit starting a sophomore to get him prepared for this year as a junior, and Duke Tobin's really come on.
It certainly has paid off, hasn't it?
Look out, best pick of the day. Real boomer. Fumble by Pitaway at the 23, but he fell on his own fumble, so they'll start 1st and 10.
Jeff Williams, number 20, and the 6 coverage.
There you get a look at the head coach for the Hersey Huskies, Coach Bruce Glover.
Brad Wojcik and the Lions. Another sprint out. Under pressure. Intended for cutaway. A penalty flag will be thrown. I think they're going to throw pass interference on Hersey. There's the junior Wojcik. A lot of good young quarterbacks, Paul. This is our first look at Wojcik. He'll be back next year. We've got Tom Terasani at Schaumburg. And Duke Tobin, the quarterback for Hersey, he'll be back next year. So,
and we also had Brett Lusso playing at Wheeling, and his father coached at Rolling Meadows this year. So we've seen a lot of father-son combinations this year.
First down for Lyons.
that penalty, incidentally, is against Hersey. Yeah, so a lot of these kids will be back next year. Two minutes, 12 seconds to go, fourth quarter, 1st and 10 for the Lions. Six-set drop. Lots of time this time. Going deep, and this one's floating. Almost intercepted. Jim Wollick had his hands on it, John Gilliam, and I think the two of them caused each other to miss the football.
And that ball was thrown like a quail, just floating up in the air, waiting for one of those brown jerseys to catch it.
A look at it from the end zone.
Throws that ball like a quail.
Second down 10. Another sprint out, going deep for Petaway. Overthrown, John Gilliam on the coverage. Stops the clock. We're inside of 2 minutes, 1:57 left to go. Well, give the Lions credit this year. They've had a successful season. Dick Wojcik, our congratulations to him and his team for the outstanding job they've done. And really the fans at that school have really helped out that team a lot. They had a standing room only crowd the day that they won their conference titles when they beat Oak Park 20-13, win the West Suburban Silver Division, and the fans in that area have really supported them well. So they're a good football team. They still have a lot of good games left in front of them next year, but I just think they ran into a real machine this afternoon in Hersey. Penalty flag thrown on this play in the backfield.
Wojcik, number 11, as the quarterback keeper. He was snapped first by Dave Platt, number 1. There is a penalty on the play. The penalty against Lyons.
That play will come back. It'll go as holding against the Lions.
Up, and I see something happening right here on the Husky sideline. Dan Sabatello and Steve Johnson are holding a bucket of Gatorade.
All right, and I don't know if Bruce Glover is aware of this or not. That's the quote-unquote tradition they started.
Here it goes, here it goes. Oh, but they missed him. A complete miss.
Inside of a minute and a half. They go out of the spread, 3rd and 25. Wojcik has to go away from the pressure to the 34-yard line, but he'll be 14 yards short of the first down, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So they've got one play left. Let's see what they can come up with. Well, I think early in the football game, Hersey scored in the first quarter on a blocked punt. Frank Clement blocked the punt, and right off the bat, he had a 1st and goal from the 8-yard line to start the football game, basically. And that was kind of the beginning of the end for the Lions. Brad Wojcik has to get to the 49-yard line for his first down, and he won't make it. So that stops the clock with 16 seconds left in the game. And the Huskies take over on down.
They bring in a whole new, fresh offense. All their second stringers are in there right now for the Hersey Huskies.
Well, they're just going to cover the football up right now. There'd be no point really to do anything more than that. Their concern right now is to run out the clock. Dan Shin behind center right now. Calls his own number. A penalty flag is thrown.
18 Dan Shin, the quarterback. There was a penalty on the play. Throwing a procedure against Hersey.
That will go against Hersey. Paul, they are running out of Gatorade on the Hersey sideline.
Yes, they are. And the great thing is that you see Coach Glover, he just... There you get a look at number 36, Greg Vick, racing.
Final score, the Hersey Huskies 30, the Lyons Township Lions 7, and a jubilant bunch of Huskies out on the football field. You're watching high school football on Cablenet. We'll be back to wrap things up.
From diamonds to shower gifts, Flaherty Jewelers in Arlington Heights offers an elegant selection of personal services and gifts, like our exquisite collection of fine diamond jewelry and loose diamonds, and one of the largest Italian gold chain assortments in the suburbs. Flaherty also expertly repairs jewelry and performs quality appraisal work. So next time you need a jeweler, stop by Flaherty at 2 North Dunton in downtown Arlington Heights. It's the jewel of the community.
Bert Groner and Paul Morris back at Hersey High School here in Arlington Heights. The home team here today victorious, and a happy bunch of fans getting set to file out of the stadium today, Paul. Hersey dominated the football game offensively and defensively. They were very tough, especially their defensive line.
They dominated basically right from the beginning when Frank Cablenet blocked that punt. And their defense and their offense just took over and pretty much blew away the Lyons Township Lions. Just doing a great job both offensively and defensively.
And not to take anything away from the Lions, they do have a good football team, but Hersey just a little too strong for them this afternoon. Happy bunch of kids, and they will play the winner of the Libertyville-Zion Benton game. We don't know the results of that game, but that'll be their next opponent, so they'll advance to round 3 of the playoffs in 1987.
We also want to thank our sponsors for today's playoff game. Redline Automotive, Flaherty Jewelers, and Superior Exteriors. We want to thank them very much for sponsoring today's football game.
Okay, that takes care of things here at Hersey High School. Our thanks to Dan Ruane for providing us with the statistics of this afternoon's game. And for Director Jim Mitchell, Paul Morris, this is Bert Groner saying so long from Hersey High School in Arlington Heights.